Rajon Rondo recently has been having some problems with the rotation of the Chicago Bulls after not playing the fourth quarter of 2 games and then being benched for 5 consecutive games. And, what do you think that Fred Hoiberg's thinking about this? Obviously, he's a top passing player in the league and clearly just not getting any minutes. What do you think about this, Ryan?
Yeah, well, apparently being a former champion and last year's league leader in assists isn't enough to get some game time. No, look, Hoiberg openly came out and said that he wasn't seeing enough energy, apparently, from Rondo. But, you could say that about most of the team, to be honest, on just about every night. Like, the Bulls are so inconsistent at the moment. I think, again, I'm not saying Rondo is, the person that's carrying the Bulls. Obviously, we all know it's Jimmy Butler. He's been playing outstanding recently. But, whenever Rondo has 10 or more assists, they win.
Yeah.
So, I could even understand if they played Rondo on the bench, the second unit. I could see that making sense. I actually think it'd work quite well. Mirotic, McDermott, put some shooters around him. But, fully benching him completely I find ridiculous, unless they're planning on trading him.
Yeah, it's wasted money.
Oh, it's dead money. It's $14 million sitting on the bench. So, look, there's, I must say, the most awkward thing about it was how he got benched, and then about, I think 2 games after, there was Rajon Rondo bobblehead night, but he was sitting on the bench, so, it doesn't make sense. It's all come out of the blue too, to be honest.
Yeah, because Rondo wasn't playing bad.
He was playing really well. Yeah.
If his play, if his quality of play warranted being benched, then you could just about bench most of the starters.
Yeah, nearly everyone.
Lopez hasn't been living up to expectations. Gibson, the whole bench really has been underperforming.
Yeah. Mirotic is shooting 31%.
At least being inconsistent. Yeah. So no, look, Carter Williams started for him. Look, he's not bad. He's not a
Good
bad
hustle.
starter. He hustles. Defensively, he's okay. He's
Good
exactly the
rebounder.
same Rondo from 3.
Yeah.
And even rebounding, I'd say Rondo is still, Rondo's
Maybe
one of the
better,
best
yeah.
rebounding point guards in the game.
Yeah.
But time will tell what happens. There's been some rumours that there might be trades. Nerlens Noel on the block. There's been some talk of Goran Dragic as well. But I think only time will tell. But it's it'll be interesting to see what happens coming up to the trade deadline.
Well, he was benched for 5 games in a row, and today in the game against Washington, it seemed that he still came off the bench, and it seemed that Hoiberg only played him out of necessity due to the fact that Butler and Wade were both out. So I'm not sure if Rondo's bench streak is going to continue after this game, but if it does, it looks like that Rondo is most likely going to be traded because, as we said, he's sitting there, waste of $14 million a year. And the Goran Dragic trade and the Nerlens Noel have been 2 popular ones. I think there are a couple of other trades. There was another one that was mentioned earlier.
I've heard Brook Lopez come up. There's been some talk about perhaps Channing Frye from the Cavs. Yeah. The only way I can see the Cavs getting Rondo is if the Bulls waive him.
Yeah.
And if the
Bulls
Bulls
would be
waive him,
stupid
that's
to waive
insane.
him.
Yeah. You've just essentially, you still have to pay his contract out.
Yep.
You get nothing in return. And another team gets a quality. He's a starter too. A quality starter who was the league leader in assists last year for basically nothing.
Yeah, definitely. But you said earlier, Ryan, that something about lack of motivation or lack of energy, I think it was, and you could say that about almost every player on the Chicago Bulls team at the moment. Where do you think this lack of energy coming from? Do you think it's just like the players, or do you think it's got something about the coaches or the front office that's really disheartening them as a unit?
It's definitely it's from the top. It's from, well, for one, it's from the coach. The biggest problem with this Bulls team is not lack of quality of players. GMs have put, I don't think they've put the right players together, but they've put good players together.
They've built a team.
They've built a team. Yeah. And say what you will about their shooting struggles and how they probably do clog up the lane a bit too much. And a lack of 3-point shooters. But in saying that, all you have to do is look at the team, the quality teams they've played. Haven't undefeated against the Cleveland Cavaliers
and the Toronto
Raptors. Had an 18-19 point lead over the LA Clippers in Los Angeles when they're on that big winning streak at the start of the year. Blew the lead. So they've been the San Antonio Spurs at home. They can beat teams. You know what I mean? Like they can compete with the top teams in the air. it hasn't been the problem for the Bulls and the West as well. You know, we haven't seen them play. We haven't really seen them play too many big West. Yeah, I mean they haven't played the Warriors yet. They played the OKC Thunder the other day, but I mean Butler and Wade were out. So I don't think you can really gauge it off that.
They played Spurs twice and they won one of them. So
so you know, and that was when Spurs were undefeated on the road.
Yeah.
So you know, I can see. It has to come down to the coach. You know, as a coach, you have to get your players to play each and every single night, and that's been the biggest problem. And you know, you can compare that to a coach like Tom Thibodeau, who you know was well known for his you know fantastic regular season records. You know, Bulls would always be a top 1 or 2 seed in the East,
and they'd always make at least the conference semis or finals.
And it's not a different team. You know what I mean? Like majority of the side's the same. Even looking back at last year. Yeah, most of the team was the same. Just the coach that was different.
Some players in the starting lineup have changed. Yeah.
But in saying that, I don't think. While most of the blame should go on Hoiberg, I think a fair portion of it could still go on the GMs.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm a player on the Bulls, I don't know what. Like, if I'm a free agent, I don't know what I'm signing up to for the Bulls. Are we competing or are we rebuilding? You know, they love to use the word retooling. Like, I don't understand. Like, what are the goals for this team, short term and long term? You know, at the moment it seems like they've only got short-term goals. You know, making the playoffs, because I think a lot of people in Chicago overreacted, especially after not making the playoffs last year. And the whole mindset was, you know, we're making the playoffs no matter what, whether we get swept first round. You know, we're making the playoffs. Well, you know, I don't think there was enough time.
And they made a lot of immediate deals.
Yeah,
like,
and immediate moves that'll put them back. Like, you know, the Rondo, Rondo never should have been signed. And I'm a big fan of Rondo. I love Rondo. But definitely. You know, with the team that they had already constructed. You need shooters.
Yeah.
No.
He's not a shooter.
He's probably the worst point guard they could have signed if they weren't a shooter.
Yeah, and that's not a knock against Rondo. That's just he does not fit with this team.
Yeah, they're not looking for the right players that they need. But yeah, no.
And I mean, even with the Wade signing, like, I understand, you know, he's obviously
hometown
there
hero,
to just sign. He's there just to fill seats. Like, he's there to put bums on seats.
But they're both been signed for 1-2 years. Like they're gonna be gone in a couple of years. Anyway.
And the worst bit is, the Bulls have good enough players to not do terrible, but not good enough players to compete. If that makes sense, like they're too good to do. Like, they're too good to be a lottery pick. Or a good lottery pick, and
they're not good enough.
Yeah, they're not good enough to actually compete for the title.
Yeah.
So, look, you know, we'll see how far this team can go. In terms of Rondo with the benching, whether it's permanent or not, still remains to be seen.
He put up a very good game today in Washington, so hopefully that game he was obviously trying to, like, as soon as he came in, he looked aggressive. He looked to control the game. And you can tell he's trying to make his way back in the lineup and show Hoiberg that he deserves to be there.
And I think for Rondo, you know, this is big for him. Like, I think this really is the turning point in his career where, you know, you look at the last 3 coaches he's had in George Karl, Rick Carlisle, and Doc Rivers. All of them have said he's been a pain to coach. You know, they've all had problems, you know, whether it's infighting, you know, regardless. I think he really is going to try and be on his best behaviour in Chicago, and, you know, try and show the rest of the league,
bad side,
and show that he can cooperate with teams, and, you know, that he can accept a lesser role. So, but no, look, again, whether it's permanent or not remains to be seen.
No, definitely. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and remember to leave your opinions in the comment section below. See you next time.